In this video we are gonna actually consume the RESTful APIs that we've created earlier on, and we're gonna perform some operations of our local database. We are using Swagger application to perform that operation. Swagger is an equivalent of Postman. In my opinion, it's easier to operate on Swagger than to Postman, so that's why I will show you how to use that functionality. We have to add dependency Spring Fox to use Swagger version 3.0.0. Then we have to go to our startup class of the application and add enable Swagger 2 and import this library. Meanwhile, I realized that my user controller I've created earlier on, I have forgotten to put REST controller and request mapping. So if any of you were copying my code, just make sure that you will add those two lines. And in fact, Swagger has shown me that I have forgotten about that. So it's very cool, it's a very good troubleshooting tool as well, Swagger. Okay, so the Swagger has been hooked up, dependency has been added, so now we can run our application. Okay, there's one more thing which I have forgotten to show you. It looks that it was some update to the Spring Boot, and the Swagger is not working too good with the newest version of Spring Boot. So basically we have to go to application properties and add spring.mvc.pathmatch.matching-strategy equals ant_path_matcher. For this tutorial is enough, so we will stick to this. So if you add this line to your application properties, then you can run your application. Okay, and the server is running, so we are ready to run our Swagger. I've prepared the address, the URL to be able to use the Swagger. So it's http://localhost://swagger-ui/. So I'm just gonna copy it and then go to my browser, just type that URL, and here's our Swagger. First of all, it's basic error controller. So we are not gonna talk about this, it's just some default controller. But what's interesting for us is now we can see our car controller and user controller. If you enlarge it, as you can see, all the requests that we have created are here. And now it's easy to test them. So let's say I want to get all cars from the database. So get, try it out, execute. Code 200, but response body, there's nothing here. How come? It's like that because the database is currently empty. There is a table for cars, but there's no records in this very table. So we have to send something. We have to post a record to the database. So I'm going to the post, try it out, and as you can see, Swagger automatically created for us the JSON object. To make it easier to operate it, we don't have to use ID, as ID in our database is generated automatically. It's exactly, if you will go to the model car, just right here, generated value strategy equals generated type identity, which means IDs are gonna be added automatically. So go back to our Swagger, let's say speed 156, execute. And here it is, new car has been added. We can check that. So go back to our get all cars and then execute. And as you can see, code 200, and here it is our first record for our car. So let's say we'll add another one. Okay, try it out. So maybe this time like speed 100. Execute. New car has been added. Okay. Get all cars. Try it out. Execute. Look, now we've got 2 records. So let's say I want to update car of ID 2, and I want to update its speed to, let's say, 200. So we have to go to the put requests, try it out. We have to provide ID, that was ID 2, and speed this time 200. Execute. Car updated. Code 200. So let's check if it really worked. So now I'm gonna use get by ID. Try it out. 2. Execute. Yes, indeed, the speed has been updated. So I've performed all operations for or requests for the car controller. So let's try to do something for the user controller. So to check if actually it works as intended. So I'm gonna, first of all, I'm gonna post 2 records to the database. Let's say name Olo, execute, and execute. Okay, and maybe another one. As usually, Kyle, execute. New user has been added, so maybe one more. This time Lauren, as she has spotted a bit mistake in my video. I appreciate that she has found it. Execute. Okay, let's check how many records we've got in our user table in our local database. So get all users, try it out. Execute. Oh, I've clicked Olo twice. So Olo, Kyle, Lauren. So let's update ID number 2 and provide some a different name. So put try it out ID 2 and the name, say our precious Gareth. Execute. Get user by ID number 2. Execute. Okay, and here it is, ID2 Gareth. So that's all in this example. Next we are gonna start to use AWS, Amazon Web Services.